Welcome everyone, I am your host, Bad Guy, and this is I Hate Everyone TV, your weekly pop culture digest. This is a safe place for all people where we can have banter, insult each other, still laugh and love each other. If you're an American that knows fuck all about the world, a moany ass British citizen, or you from the other half of the world, you are welcomed here. If you're white like Michael Jackson, dark like Azalea Banks' lips, or you're in between color because your mama loves that BBC, if you're straight like a ruler or zestier than a butter of Tropicana, we do not discriminate here. Everyone is welcome. This show is about surfing the internet and recapping the headlines that's been trending across social media and the world's internet. If you're new to the show, grand day to you. Whatever time zone you're located at, grand rising, grand afternoon, and grand evening. People, coming up on today's episode, wife cheats with one half of Rae Sremmurd. Ooh, that story's gonna be spicy. No chili flakes. And Britain's beloved sex blogger is at it again with a new article. I'm a proud slut and I want you to be one too. Lord have mercy. But coming up next, man shoots dead his own mother. Whoa, whoa, whoa. People, let's see what is going on in the news. Our headline is former footballer shot mom dead when he mistook her for an intruder. People, this is gonna be a very interesting people. If I shot dead my mom, I have to delete myself off this planet, you know. That is some heartbreak I cannot live with. But let's read the article right about now. A former college footballer player is said to be utterly distraught after shooting his mother dead. Jaden Johnson, 25, is believed to have mistaken Monica McColl's Johnson, 56, for an intruder when she tried to get into their home. Dang. She was found with gunshot wounds and after a short period of being given first aid was declared dead at the scene in Olivet, Missouri. American people, did I pronounce that right? If I haven't, I don't give a damn. Her son was taken into custody on voluntary manslaughter charges and is being held on a $100,000 bond. People, I need to take a little pause and think about this deeply, very deeply. Wouldn't you check before you start posting shots at the
Anybody
door?
move,
My
I'll blow
man
your
turned
fucking head
into a
off.
Schwarzenegger movie with a Uzi. What is he doing? Like, don't even send me to prison if I killed my mom. If I killed my mom, just transport me to the sun. Send me there. Anyway, moving on with the article. His attorney, Will Goldstein, who has long known the Johnsons, said his client did not intend to shoot his mother. He said, I got a frantic call from Monica's father telling me what happened, that Jalen thought an intruder was coming from the back door and he fired shots. This is all tragic and he hasn't stopped crying since. Wow. People, imagine your mother carried you for 9 months and gone through all that pain for only you to think that there's an intruder trying to break into the house, for you to lift up the rifle like an aircraft and bust shots in her chest and she's dead. Wow. Next in these internet headlines, dead man attends own farewell. People, let me tell you about this. A Brazilian family is grieving the loss of their father. His name is Corino da Silva Souza, who died at 95 after battling severe Alzheimer's. They propped him up in his favorite chair during his wake. His daughter, Favia da Silva, wanted to create a healing and celebratory atmosphere for the family to share one last chat with their beloved Paratru. If that's how you pronounce it, I don't give a damn. So, people, the question is, if you died, do you want your family members to stuff you and prop you up and play dominoes with you? That is the question. TikTok, give me your answers in the comments right now. Anyway, Flavia, the daughter of this deceased man, explains he spent his last 10 years in bed. At the time of his death, I wanted to surprise my family by creating a familiar, harmonious atmosphere. But idea came up, it worked really well. There was a sad atmosphere at the wake. Imagine People, imagine getting your grandmother's stuff and you prop her up like a piece of furniture from IKEA and you have to light her up like a Christmas tree. People, Anyway, I understand that different cultures have different ways of celebrating the dead and different traditions run through different cultures. We understand that. Example, there's a place in Indonesia where a group of people I think they're called the Toraja. They have a unique tradition called Manene, if I'm pronouncing it right. It's when families take their loved ones who have passed away, clean them up and dress them in new clothes. This tradition shows how much the Toraja people love and remember their family members who are no longer with them. And people, this happens in other parts of the world. For example, somewhere in Madagascar, the Malagasy people dance with the dead. So what they do, people, is open up the tombs every few years to rewrap the bodies in new clothes. This is their way to accelerate decomposition for their journey to the afterlife. People, I want to go out like a Viking, burn me and send my ashes to Valhalla. People, this next news story is nothing but wickedness. Woman poured kettle of boiling water over lover's disabled ex-wife as he watched. Oh my days, is this the world that we live in? Is this the UK? What is going on? There are demons out here, people. Be careful. Let's get into this article. A woman poured a kettle of boiling water on her lover's disabled ex-wife. Jesus. While he watched and did nothing to help, a court heard. God damn, these people are getting wicked out here, people. I don't think we can't have jails anymore. We need something different. Anyway, continuing on, Stephen Turner, 67, and Emily Banks, 30, were jailed after the senseless attack in Nottingham that left victim in her 50s with burns covering 15% of her body. Jealous Banks had pushed the woman to the floor after an argument before dousing her with up to 2 liters of scalding water. Their trial at Nottingham Crown Court heard. As she lay screaming in pain, Turner, this is the man, people, who had watched the attack, walked out the room and closed the door, ignoring her pleas for help. People, let me repeat that again so you know how despicable Mr. Turner is. As she lay screaming in pain, people, the woman's in pain. Imagine getting doused with 2 liters of scalding water. As she lay screaming in pain, Turner, the bitch ass, who had watched the attack, walked out the room and closed the door, ignoring her pleas for help. The victim, who couldn't move her left side following a stroke, eventually managed to get outside, where she sought help from two passerbys who phoned an ambulance. Man, people. If you want to read the article, go to metro.co.uk, whatever the bloody URL is. But people, prison isn't enough for these type of criminals. We need to send them to the bloody prison of Azkaban.
Follow the rich white man.
The rich white man?
The rich white man.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Welcome. I am your host, Bad Guy, and thanks once again for joining me for another episode of Read With Me. And today's reading is I'm a Proud Slut, and I want you to be one too. From Metro's very own sex blogger, Elmara Abgarian. And if you've forgotten who Elmara was, here's a quick flashback, people. Fields, you see, he wasn't the first of them I've shagged, so she's just going around shagging neighbors. She's a neighbor shagger. She is a serial neighbor shagger. Amara, I think we shall make you famous, my lady. People, we will respect Amara's name and respect the name shall have. Let's begin the reading. Do you not worry what people will say about you? As someone who isn't afraid to talk openly about enjoying casual sex, Elmara, we all know you're a serial neighbor shagger. In fact, as recently as last month, sometimes the phrase is accompanied by a snarky tone, other times a look of genuine concern. However the words are delivered, it's easy to read between the lines and figure out the real question, which is also occasionally asked outright. Do you not worry that people will think you're a slut? If you asked me this 10 years ago, I have probably said yes. But today, I'm a proud slut, and I want you to be too. Oh my God, people, I think our Amara is one of those women have to band over slut shaming kind of people. She's one of them people. Women. I don't think it's cute when a woman refers to herself as a slut, a bitch, or a whore as a term of endearment. No. What is wrong with using terms that are polite and respectful towards each other, women? But let's continue with the reading, people. Amara is spilling so much tea about her sex life. It is absolutely gripping. I am intoxicated by her words. When I was young, I noticed that the world thinks a woman needs to act a certain way to be seen as worthy of love or attention. I too believed this lie for years, thought my sexual habits determined my value. Women have been judged for their sexual choices since the dawn of time, ever since allegedly Eve gave into desire and bit into the apple. Amara, behave. Behave, Amara. How dare you bring the story of creation into this to justify why you wanna be for the streets, Amara? Come on now. We've come a long way since then, but there's still a lot of work to be done, and the figures support this. Okay, Mara. A A 2021 study on slut shaming found that 14% of its participants aged 12 to 18 had suffered from slut shaming at least once. Other research puts this figure much higher as 50% of girls experiencing slut shaming versus 20% of boys being shamed for their sexual behavior. Oh, Mara, are you fucking serious? Where did you pull this data from? How do we know that this data isn't some bullshit? Studied by whom, Amara? And research done where? When I read an article and it's stating figures, please provide the reference. How do we know that the 40% of those participants aged between 12 and 18 weren't already for the streets? Continuing on. While I don't remember the exact first time someone called me a slut, I have plenty of painful memories from when I was a teenager to adulthood. The worst instances are actually where someone implied I should know better or tried to shame me into submission rather than outright saying the word. For instance, the time I was dating a man who suggested that because I had a high number of sexual partners, I would struggle to find a husband, which at the time was gut-wrenching to hear. Amara, did you shag this man? Just joking. Or when an ex told me I had no business discussing past sexual experiences in social settings because it wasn't ladylike. Friends have judged me too, such as the former pal who assumed I would shag anything that moves just because I liked casual sex. People, Amare a freaky girl. She a freaky girl, and them the girl that me like. Anyway, or the one who introduced me as her horny friend with the sex stories, as if that is all I am. Well, Omara, come on now. Mara, you're being serious now, come on. As a result, I slut-shamed myself. Outwardly, I confronted my bullies and told them where to stick their outdated opinion, but in my head, I was worried that they were right. Worried I died sad, unloved, and alone just because I dared to like sex. It's a harrowing feeling, and I imagine many women feel the same or worse, that they deny themselves pleasure because it's better than suffering the consequences of openly enjoying their body. One friend tells me her boyfriend would even call her a slut, but he considered this cute banter when really it wasn't. The shift in my own thinking happened in my late 20s, but it had to do with age and experience and realizing I no longer cared what others said. I was fed up with people expecting me to apologize for my sex life, while men had the freedom to do whatever the hell they wanted. People, we're gonna skip ahead. Every day I see more confident, slutty women appearing on TV and the word being used on social media in a positive context. Or, as in case of the new version of Mean Girls, being removed altogether, with Tina Fey rephrasing the phrase fugly slut to fugly cow. It's understandable that not everyone is on board with describing themselves as sluts or using the word at all. Some women worry that even if we reclaim the word, men will still use it against us, and it's a valid concern. Oh, Mara, are you talking some? Oh, Mara. I can only speak to myself. Being called a slut used to make me feel ashamed, but now that I have embraced the phrase, I feel powerful. To me, a slut is someone who owns their sex life and isn't afraid to talk about it. I think that's a beautiful thing. Reclaiming the phrase has also helped me deal with people who use it against me, such as the aforementioned incident last month when a stranger asked me if I was worried about my experiences coming back to haunt me. I calmly explained that my sex life does not define me, and it's only by allowing women to take up space in the bedroom without judgment that we will truly become equals. Whether you use the word or not, and I completely understand if you don't, what I want you to take away from this is that you have the right to enjoy sex. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. We live in the upside down world. No Stranger Things, where right is wrong, wrong is right, good is bad, and bad is good. People, we are living in a world where little girls aspire to be a sexy red. They wanna get shafted up the brown hole. According to what Amara's saying, women should embrace being a slut. People, if we live in a world where being a proud slut is considered a term of endearment and not degrading or dehumanizing, we are fucking doomed. Welcome, YouTube citizens, again. I am your host, Bad Guy, and this is Social Media Digest for people in a hurry. This is where we will recap what's been going on across the internet. Real quick, people. Let's begin. Let's pop onto No Jumper. The US House has passed a bill that will force TikTok's Chinese parent company to sell the social media platform or face a ban in the US. People, they getting rid of TikTok. Get rid of the bitch, get rid of it. Next. The Metro, the 2024 Oscars have been and gone, and the prestigious ceremony didn't disappoint. Blah blah blah. People, did anyone watch the Oscars? I know I fucking didn't, but anyway, Oppenheimer won Best Picture while Cecilia Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Emma Stone and Divine Joy Randolph took home acting trophies at the 96 Academy Awards. Give them a fucking clap. Clap, clap, clap. There we go. Moving on. Star Wars star Jake Lloyd in mental health facility after a chaotic break. People, he's lost his marbles. Anyway, over to the BBC News. Andrew Tate and brother Tristan can be extradited to UK Romanian court rules. God damn, the BBC are after these two. They after them. But anyways, let's teleport to the shade room. Ladies, let's sip on some tea. Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter is reportedly seeking 2 years of missing divorce payments from Wendy's guardianship. Whoa, he is cold-blooded, people. Let's see what he said. I rely on the severance pay for my living expenses, and having been without this income for 23 months has affected me greatly. I would not have to file this motion if the plaintiff did not stop my severance payments. Blah, blah, blah. Kevin Hunter. People, goddamn. Soon as Wendy Williams start to lose her mind and get that dementia, he came to clean her out. I don't blame him. City boys are up. Anyway, on Shade Room, Drea Michelle posted up with her baby bump in the sand. So people, if you don't know, Drea Michelle is a 39-year-old baby mama who got pregnant by a 22-year-old basketball player named Jalen Green, who plays for the Houston Rockets. She got bust down and got pregnant. When women get older, let me say this, when women get older, they want the young D. I'm telling you, when they go past 35 people, women, they want the young man. They want the young man to slide through and bust them down. Her eggs gonna be scrambled after this. Moving on to Say Cheese, Brooklyn Bishop found guilty of wire fraud, extortion and lying to the FBI. He now faces up to 45 years in prison. Whoa! So people, let's recap from memory, because I'm not going to do no Googles on these. I remember that this bishop got famous because someone tried to rob him up in his church. They robbed him up in his church, people, because he was out here looking flashy. Goddamn. Sexy Red response to Aiden Ross. You paid me to take your virginity and did just that. People, let's run this clip.
Out something, but I don't know if I should say it.
Say it!
You know, don't you? I did fuck Sexy Red.
Okay, fuck it. There we go.
Aiden Ross says on Twitter, my first time ever with a black girl, I will vouch you took my black girl virginity. I didn't pay you though. Why you lying? Said I paid. Anyway, if I have sex with Sexy Red, I need to skinny dip into a volcano. Over at Grime Daily, British people are the second most miserable in the world according to new report. People, let me tell you this, I'm cosmically fantastic. I rebuke any miserable person in my radius. I do not want no negative energy festering in my domain, people. I rebuke anybody who comes with a screw face. I teleport them to the sun and done. Anyway, here's a funny British clip for you.
Oh my god, isn't that disgusting? Wow. I can't believe that. Let me get her number, please, sir. Oh my gosh, I know.
I expect you're one of them that she takes it up the arse for.
Oh.
People, that laugh had me at the end. It had me rolling. People, we have to watch this next clip. Boy from Birmingham runs off on the hairdresser. People, watch this, please. People, he ran off on the hairdresser like a thief in the night. He ran off on the plug twice. No plies. And we all know how social media works. Incoming apology. 3, 2, 1.
My name's Kai Kundalani, and I'm guessing you've all seen the video that's went viral on TikTok about me running away from a salon without paying. Well, firstly, I just want to say that I did pay. I paid £20 the day before. We agreed upon £30, and at the end of the appointment, when I was told to pay an extra late fee, I was not happy with, so I ran out. And on my way out, I sent 1p instead of sending £10, which was my fault. But I did not know this until I got home and saw the viral video. And I just want to apologise to my friends and family who have seen the video. Thank you.
People, he sent the girl 1p and took flight on her, and he had the audacity to make a video stating that he mistaken the 1p for £10. Is he a comedian? No Cat Williams. Is he Lenny Henry, bruv? No Red Nose. Is he a joker? No Krusty the Clown.
Hey!
But you one crazy ass bitch!
Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Welcome, I am your host, Bad Guy, and thanks once again for joining me for another episode of Read With Me. And today's reading is Wife Cheats on Husband with one half of Rae Sremmurd. People, this is gonna be spicy. Who remembers when Marcel from Blazing Squad when he cheated on his snow bunny Gabby? Anyway, Marcel from Blazing Squad wife Rebecca got bust down by a Rae Sremmurd. Attention, all men of the United Kingdom, hide your bitches inside the house. Slim Jimmy is out here in the UK chopping down things. Men, hide your wives, hide your girlfriends. Slimmy Jimmy is a savage. He took the bitch from Marcel from Blazing Squad and chopped the bitch down like a tree in the Amazon forest. No timber. The Mayor Online says Marcel Somerville has reportedly unfollowed his wife Rebecca Vera on Instagram after she made a groveling public apology to him amid claims she's been unfaithful. The couple's marriage has been called into question in recent days after reports emerge Rebecca has been sending 30 texts to US rapper Slim Jimmy behind his back. Love Island star Marcel from Blazing Squad 38, who tied the knot with the model in August 2022, has moved out their family home and deleted all traces of her on social media. Yeah, if I found out my wife was getting folded up like a pretzel by a Slim Jimmy, yeah, of course I'm deleting a bitch. I'm instant transmission a bitch to the planet Namek. No Goku. On Saturday, Rebecca attempted to patch things up with Marcel with a post apologizing for her embarrassing her husband and insisting no one could ever compare to him. People, let's read this bullshit apology she wrote. By now, most of you would have seen what's going on. I've made a huge mistake. I've embarrassed not only my husband, but myself and both our families. My actions were foolish and have hurt so many people around us, but most importantly, my husband. I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have, and it was stupid of me, so I won't sit here and justify my actions. Those decisions should have never been made. I want to publicly apologize to my Marcel just as loudly as the rest of the noise for all the hurt, embarrassment and pain I have put him through. There is nothing and no one in the world that comes before you and our family. No one who could ever compare. I love you beyond measure. With no doubts, with no question. You are my beginning, my end, my forever love. I love you. Cap! No new era. So Rebecca, let me get this right. When you was taking selfies of your wolf monkey pussy and airdropping it to Slim Jimmy in the USA, didn't you know then that was a mistake? You're too bumbleclot lie, Rebecca. You weren't sorry when you spread out like a picnic table and sent it off to Slim Jimmy. The following day, Marcel returned to Instagram to share his first post in weeks. He penned, "God has a plan for you. God has a plan for your life. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and hope." Jeremiah 29:11. People, when a man gets his heart ripped out, he starts quoting Bible verses. People, look at this photo. Look at it. Man's happy. You can see the happiness in his eyes. He's happy. He's smiling. He's a dark-skinned ninja, and people, dark-skinned ninjas love their basic light-skinned bitches. And I won't say the N-word because this is a family channel, but the bitch, and I say bitch respectfully, punched him through the chest and ripped out his heart just cause she looks sweet and beautiful and she's a piece of eye candy doesn't mean she's not rotten inside. A source told the Mirror Marcel is absolutely devastated. Rebecca was his life and he changed so many things about his lifestyle to make her happy. Everything he did, everything he'd worked for was for his wife and son. The poor guy feels like he's in a nightmare and he keeps hoping he wake up. For him to know that Rebecca was telling another man she loves him, wow, and then spent Valentine's Day with him has completely broken him. Wow, Rebecca, you're wicked somebody, wicked woman. He doesn't know what he's going to do now, but he's moved out the family home and he's living with his friends at the moment. Wow, another baby mama people in the world, another baby mama, another broken family. Anyway, let's keep it 100 people. I have never been in the position of a Marcel.
Blazing Squad.
Slim Jimmy people. I've always took over people's bitches. That's how we deal with them. We take the bitch, shake the bitch, wake up in the morning, put on our shoes, she's in the bed, but we never wake the bitch. People, be careful who you marry because these hoes ain't loyal.